Ask Freud. So, anyways, took a shower, shaved, brushed my teeth, did a little bit to my hair. I guess before the trip, I'll try to find that box that my sister gave me. It's like a 10-minute lift, which clearly I just do in the roots because I still have. It was originally brunette. I'm a brunette, and then it was burgundy that turned to copper in the sun. And then I did like a light golden brown. And then my other sister had a thing that made it blonde, which I didn't really care for. And then my sister here had one that makes it blonde that I don't really care for, but I've been getting a lot of compliments about it. Hi, thank you. Um, so I guess I'll do it like that again before the trip. Eventually, I'm gonna have to darken the back of it. Eventually, I'm gonna have to go like a light brown, a light golden brown, and then maybe in the summer when it starts growing out, do those lifts so it's that two tone thing, which is rocking on me. But yeah, I thought about it with the rabbit because the rabbit fur is two toned like that, but it didn't zipper. The white one did. Anyways, just imagine this, and then when it's all like super soft fur, it's just like whoa, you're just constantly like rubbing your own coat because it's so soft, like you're petting a dog. Anyways, clearly in a pretty good mood. I was thinking too, I wonder if I can get a dentist out here to clean my teeth because I think it's doomed in the city because they're so horrifyingly sick out there. I think it's doomed in the city, right? So even if I have to pay a cash, which I don't want to have to, but um, right, I have a little tiny bit over a month. So, like I said, it's not horrible. It's not even really noticeable, I don't think. I notice it, obviously, but they're just stained and have calculus. Yeah. But that's about it. That sounds good when I was in the shower. Like I said, eventually God explains it to me, especially when it's finally over. What exactly just happened, which makes sense if I think all the way back to when I met the dude. He was hanging out with this guy named Paul that has since died. And he told me later, the Paul guy, that I'm the most beautiful woman he ever saw in his life, that he ever met. So I'm sure he was saying that stuff to Brian. And then Brian went right up to him and go, "This is my girlfriend." And the guy goes, "You're an asshole." Yeah. So and then he could see people are showing up he hasn't talked to in years. It was like we were battle warring out in Quincy. And even that chick Colleen decided she had to hang out with Brian like it was a madness. That chick Lorraine, he knows that he's getting people with mental disorders to pay attention to him by hanging around with me, like a warped version of what an actual gay man would do, but he's not sinister about it. He's not pretending he likes you. It's just right. I know you just go, whoa, it's like a sinister version of a wingman. Um, so, anyways, I would say that really rings true to me. That makes perfect sense to me. Because you wonder, like, I don't understand what this is, Brian. I don't understand what you're doing. Um, I just have a question, and he'll deny it, even though he admitted it to me. I'll explain and this is one instance, so you know what's going on. First, I'll tell you, he admitted to engaging in homosexual acts with men. He admitted that to me when I met him. Okay, so if he tells you no right away, he's lying about everything. Okay. Um, you would think at first he's prostituting himself to stay drunk and high, but I just think it's all part of a mental insanity. Okay. Why would you leave a halfway house to start doing the same behavior? You were already in housing. So that can't make sense, but he'll make it make sense by getting kicked out of housing to just do perverted acts he can't control because of his abuse that he never got help with. And he might not have the brain matter to stop doing the behaviors. Like I said, I've met other people where you can see they're doing stuff that they don't even know they're doing. Okay. I know this guy that's gay, and he unfortunately he preys on straight guys. I know it. Okay, it's one of those. He has his own mental health issues and thinks everybody's secretly gay because he's probably was abused too. So, anyways, um, he said that he got that this dude I know that's gay or says he's gay. Okay, took him to a hotel, but they didn't do anything. I don't believe that for a second now. Okay, it doesn't make any sense because Brian, especially when he's using, will initiate sex acts. I explained it. The only time he's ever been like that with me is when he's completely intoxicated. I don't think he knows who he's with or cares. Okay, so he can't perform unless he's completely intoxicated, and it's always deviant. So what happened is we went to use the public showers, and there was another dude waiting and was sitting there, and then I went in because I'm a female, and I'm telling you right now, this is probably why the showers stopped doing that. Ever since then, they've had us go into the shower together in two different stalls because they probably witnessed it themselves. I don't think he got yelled at about the music, Brian. Okay, like it's like that gross. I really don't think he got yelled at about the music. He told me they got yelled at him and told him to shut the music off because they could tell that something was weird going on. So anyway, ever since then they've never separated us. So I think they know how sick he is. So anyway, he goes in. I mean, I go into the shower and I come out, and then they call the two dudes together as they do, right? And Brian turns to me and says, "Do you want to meet me at Smith Center?" And the guy can hear him. He's walking in the door. The door's still open. "Do you want to meet me at Smith Center? Because it's raining." It wasn't actually currently raining. And I just said, "No." Okay. So I sit and wait the entire time for him to come out. I say nothing about what just happened, but I knew it was fucked up. And we're walking away. And then he tells me that the guy was talking to him when I went in the shower, just like the dude on Veterans Day at Smith Center, just like the dude at the library that handed Brian $40 when I wasn't there. Why didn't he offer him $40 when I was there? These people are fucking disgusting. Okay? Really, truly disgusting. Even at the public fucking library, they're doing this. But, anyways, he tells me that at the shower that the guy says, "I just want to get you high." And then there's some kind of conversation about getting rid of the wife, or the wife wouldn't like that. He already had marijuana. He was smoking marijuana right in front of the guy. He had Adderall and was smoking marijuana right in front of the guy. What kind of high are you talking about? Okay? Just Yeah, absolutely. If you don't want to catch a disease, you've got to stay away from people like that. You've got to stay away from people like that. I don't know if Colleen has been tested, if Charmaine has been tested. Okay, why do you think I flipped out 4 times until this guy got tested? Okay, just a man's wife doesn't go and get tested again for STDs after a wedding. When she did it before the wedding, there's a reason why I did it, and it's not paranoid. Because he will absolutely lie. Like I told you, he still has not admitted that he had sex with Colleen, and it's been a year. It's everyone and anyone. It's like I said, because she's a female, obviously, and he told me in April he was hanging out with quote unquote a homosexual. That's not a homosexual, and that his friends were flipping out on him. Yeah, he was getting in fights with his friends going, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because apparently they didn't know Brian did this. He must have not have told them that, what he did before he met them. Just know this, it's really not about the using. If you were like, "Oh my god, this guy's giving him crack cocaine and he's off." No, he knows what he's doing. He wasn't on crack cocaine at the public showers. He wasn't on crack cocaine in the library. But right, just I should have, I guess, thought it was suspect when he told me that some guy at the library. Where was Mary taking a pee or smoking a cigarette? You have to remember, when are we separated? I go outside to smoke a cigarette or I use the toilet, and then I'm sitting next to him 24 hours a day. So some deviant fucking dude, Brian said the guy goes, "Get yourself some real food." That he overheard us that we went to Map and had food or something. So some gross guy is like stalking us and listening to our fucking conversations, and then when I walk away gives you $40. You can't get away from these people when you're homeless. You can't. I should not have to be subject to being around these people. I'm sure that guy's not homeless. That's what I'm saying. They're going out and picking up homeless men even when they're married. Makes it more exciting. No, I mean, obviously, a real dude would go, "Yeah, thanks for the $40." And then if the guy tried to offer him a place to stay, he'd go, "No." I know you, that would be like if someone other than my sister, because this was already planned, goes, "Oh, Brian's gone. Well, now you can stay with me." Like you, why wouldn't you ask a couple to stay? Okay. I would tell the person no. I would tell the person no. Okay. He never does that because of a deal. Most people would be afraid and they would be like, "No, I'm all set with going to your place." But anyways, I didn't want to keep talking about him, but that's just sort of like new information. Um, I was saying to my sister, my ex-husband's sister, her ex-husband's father is homosexual. Okay. So there's a difference between actual homosexuals, actual closeted homosexuals, and people that are just mentally ill. Okay. Um, he would have still been having sex with me. He wouldn't just completely refuse to have sex and then meet up with dudes at bath houses and meet up with Colleen in a tent and sex conversations and meet up with Colleen and meet up with that Lulu chick and whoever else he's been doing this stuff with. He wouldn't be doing that. Yeah, like they'd still be having sex with you. That's why you can never go out with people like that. If you catch them once doing that, you need to get the fuck away from them. That's women used to die from AIDS because of people like that. You could have compassion for their mental disorder, but it doesn't mean you have to be with them. You need to focus on not being dysfunctional yourself. So, anyways, when you know that you can't even take a daily walk, and I explained it to my sister in 2024, he was sitting on the steps of the library in Quincy with this guy named Tom because Tom was getting him high on a vape. I'm on my walk, so that's my halfway point. I stop and I say, "Oh, okay, you're here already, blah, 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 right?" And I say, "Do you want me to just skip the second half of my walk or are you going to be here?" He goes, "Oh, no, I'll wait for you." So I take the second half of my walk. I don't have a phone hooked up to like Bluetooth and stuff at that time, and he knows it. I get to Stop and Shop at the end of my walk, and there's a message on my phone. And I wish I would have played it on the laptop like I did the other messages in 2023, where he calls and he says, "Oh, Tom wants me to go to Downtown Crossing with him. Call me back if you don't want me to go." And then they both start laughing before he even hangs up the phone. That was the day that I started drinking and smoking cigarettes again and spent the night with my friend Jerry, who's a platonic friend of mine. Okay, so that is why I haven't been taking my daily walks. I literally cannot be with that person anymore. And I told him that Tuesday night what he has done to me, and he doesn't care. I am like a fishing expedition for his disgustingness. Like, completely and truly, that's all it ever was and all it ever would be. I can't even walk away to smoke a cigarette or piss, and you're already talking to a dude or a female. Just right. If you were wondering, why would he be stopping you from taking a walk? I just explained it to you. That's exactly what he did to me, and then I knew I could never leave him alone for a second. So, anyways, that's if you were wondering. Because when I explain things, they go, "Oh, yeah, that does make perfect sense." And no one can be, you can't live like that. No, you can't live like that. That's fucking crazy. And it's actually lucky for me that when he's not doing that honeymoon period where he loves me and cuddling and we have sex and stuff. It's made it much easier for me to get away from him. There could be people stuck with someone like that for 10 years because they won't give it up that the person's just ill and they don't know what they're doing and they, when you're together, it's great and stuff. No, it's never great. It's never great. It was kind of cute and nice in 2023, but it's never been great. No. So, anyways, like I was saying, that homosexual man was married and produced two children. So, homosexuals still have sex with women until they go, yeah, I just realized that, I love men. Okay. So that's what happens. They don't just do this because that guy was gay. He didn't have to have deviance. Just like the member in June before he took off in the head injury, right before that, he literally has a quote unquote friend that's a pedophile and has pornography and shows it to Brian. Okay. He invited that person to where him and I slept at the library before I went in the shelter. He's bringing a pedophile to a public library to sleep. Okay. So clearly you're going to get kicked out of there. You're going to get kicked out of there, and then I don't have a place to sleep when the warming center's closed. Get it? Okay. Then he tells me that he made coffee for the guy in the morning with my coffee pot. It's all like sadistic because of abuse. So probably whoever was abusing him was doing that to the female they were with. Right. It could be the father. It could be the father, the one that died. Yeah, it makes sense. It was the father, and then that's why the brother was abusing children too. And they were probably being abused in a similar sadistic manner, taken off from the mother. They're like emulating everything the father was doing. Anyways, I told you that his father had sex with either one of his teachers or his friend's mother. And Brian, and this is how you would know how sick of people are when your child is talking to a father and says, "What are you fucking her?" No one talks to their father like that, Brian. Nope, that's not a father. No one talks to a father like that. And then the father admitted he was doing it, and that they probably thought it was funny. That's a very, very sick group of people. So the father was probably doing that to the mother when they were together. Okay, so what was I saying about the it slipped my mind. I'll move on to something else, but um it might be that she's on her way back or something because I can't live stream when clearly. Uh Today's Sunday. I can't really make phone calls. I have to book my free Bahamas vacation and I need to call them because my name isn't Lagore anymore and all my travel documents are Buchanan. So after I'm done with my grand vacation, then maybe I'll worry about the name change again because I'm gonna have to change all my documents again, which is worth it. I'm not carrying that person's name around the rest of my life. I don't want that on my headstone. Just put Mary Kent. I don't want Mary Buchanan on my headstone. I don't want Mary Lagore on a headstone. Just Mary Kent. Thank you very much. Mary Gladys. Right. Because that was something that the Quincy did where when I got married, they changed my first name, which is bizarre. That should seem really bizarre and gross, right? Mary hyphen Gladys. Like the dude took my hyphen. And then when I said Mary Gladys once, Brian goes, "That's not your name anymore." And you just go, "What the fuck? Does that mean I'm not the Virgin Mary anymore?" Oh yeah, just wildly sadistic fucking insanity. It's an annulment, so yeah. I go back to my maiden name, which is Mary Gladys Martin Kent, whether you like it or not. No one takes my hyphen. Yeah, just it's gross. It has nothing to do with sexuality, but people like that, like, oh yeah, after 14 years of fucking up, I can. Oh, yep.
asking me if I want to go to Denise's.